Hello there, this is Eli J. Brown / Eli J. Brony, and welcome to another classic Bionicle set review. Today we're going to be looking at a set that is new to me, but it has been around since 2002. Now I never got this set. I did know that it existed when I was a kid, but I never had the chance to get it. I don't think I ever saw it in any of the stores where I got most of the other Bionicle sets. So, this one was one that I never got. Anyway, this is a creature. I don't know the names of all of these different creatures, but I will put up their names in the subtitles in the video to let you know what each of them are called. I will do that as soon as I get done recording the video. So anyway, this is a dragon-like creature. I think it's supposed to be a dragon. And it is the model that is shown on the instruction booklet, which I do happen to have, by the way. I got it off of Bricklink. I don't have the box because I never got this set, and if I had, the box probably would have been broken up by now, so I probably would not have the box. I just thought I would use this guy as a representation as I talk about the different models that you get in the Bionicle Master Builder set. I am going to point out that I don't have any of the black rubber bands, so I'll be using the white ones instead. The original set had black ones, but those are kind of a bit more breakable, and I didn't want to bother getting any rubber bands off of Bricklink, only for them to break, so I got the more sturdier white ones. The white ones will eventually break too, but they'll last longer than the black ones. So, this is a creature that I believe would be found in Taku. It wants to fall over. And the reason for that is because there are some tiny cracks inside of this orange ball cup piece. So that's going to be an issue when reviewing these different models. But it holds pretty well as long as I don't play around with it too much. Now it uses these sort of Technic pieces for its feet, and these Onua/Gali arms. I know Taku, Miwa, and Kopaka also had them, but Onua and Gali each had 2 of this type of arm. And those are used for the legs, and then this gearbox right here, which to me kind of looks like a miniature version of the Kewa torso pieces. I did a few years ago try to build this model using the Kewa torso piece because they look so much alike, but this one is a lot smaller, and a feature that this particular model has, seriously, I gotta get that ball piece replaced, is you can turn the tail right here. The legs go upward, and they also go backward if you turn the tail the other way. Now this one is quite an interesting one. It's quite interesting what they did with the head. A problem with the head, though, is that this piece just wobbles. Like if you move it about, it just wobbles back and forth. So that is quite an issue that this particular model has in this set right here. So that is whatever this creature is. Subtitles, please show us the name. Thank you. And now I'm going to go on to the next one. Alright, the legs were something that I put in at the last minute, but you probably knew that because I didn't show the assembling of the legs. Alright, so this is the first one in the instruction booklet that you can build. I think it's called the Kofo Jaga. If I am wrong, some subtitles will tell me if I am wrong. So, This is a scorpion-like creature. You can tell that because it's got this huge stinger tail at the back. It's got these arms at the front and these spider legs. And I guess it kind of looks a bit awkward if you're using white rubber bands instead of the black ones, but as I said earlier in this video, I don't have the black ones, and even if I did, they'd be a lot more breakable than the white ones. So, it does look pretty interesting for a little thing, anyway. The rubber bands are used right here, possibly to keep the eyes in one place. Although, they would later release the much more flexible, or much more holdable pins, the blue pins, namely. But at the time that this set was released, these gray pins, which are not as, what's the word? I don't know, but more holdable is what I'm trying to say. Now, a little issue, well, not really an issue, but something awkward here is the fact that a little bit of the axle piece is sticking out onto the end. It's barely noticeable, but if you look at it or feel it very closely, you will be able to feel that. So that is this scorpion creature. Now on to the next one. Next up is this bird creature, and this one looks a little more awkward to me. So we have this bird thing right here. It's really cheap looking, if you ask me. It's got the bulk cup pieces used as its legs, which I think in some cases makes it, well, sometimes the legs may fall off easily, but it looks like these are doing just fine. I just remember watching LJ's review on the set, and by the way, he and I are not the same person. A lot of people often are making that little mistake, but we are not the same person. We are two different people. I just wanted to point that out for anyone who often makes that mistake. But anyway, I just saw in his video that these feet just came off so easily, but for mine, they just are working. They are just working just fine. Now, I get that this is supposed to be the beak right here, but it's got this huge hole through it, and that looks kind of awkward to me. And these are supposed to be the eyes. It just doesn't really look like it's supposed to be a real bird's face. I get that these are supposed to be the wings, and they do move up and down, but overall, this is just a really weird one. So, that's really all I gotta say for this one. So, now on to the next. Next up is this little bug-like creature. I think it's supposed to be like a ladybug, and he looks a lot better than the last one that was made. Look at this. So cool. Yeah, I like this little thing. I guess it's supposed to be its tongue. That's what I assume it is. It's a piece I actually didn't even have up until making the Bricklink orders that I needed in order to review this set. And as you can see from the build, I didn't bother to take the ball cup pieces out since they were in for the last model. So I just left those in because I was gonna put them back in anyway. And you add on these system eyepieces. I do have lots of them with me. Not sure if there were a lot more in the actual builder set, though I think you only need 2 of these at a time. I could be wrong, but I think that's as many as you would need. And these are used for wings, once again. And I also quite like how they did the legs. The legs were quite genius. They just put these 3 angled Technic pieces and put them in as legs. So this is one of the much better models of the set. On to the next. Next up on the list is the Ruki fish, another one that I know the name of. And this is a fish-like creature that can be found in the waters of Gawahi. And this one does also have a feature. You just pull on this lever, and it opens his mouth. That's pretty cool. And the orange ball cup pieces are used for fins, but I really don't get why they use the orange ball cup pieces for the fins of the otherwise completely gray Ruki fish. Now, I'm going to tell you that if I was to rebuild the Ruki fish and use different colors, I would certainly make this Ruki fish green. I would certainly not make it be one color and then give it fins that is a completely different color that's used on the rest of the body, because this really doesn't make any sense. Why does this Ruki fish have orange fins but the rest of him is all gray? That, to me, does not make any sense. Though I do like the feature. The open mouth feature. Hey, camera. Please do not go so blurry. People are gonna complain. Thank you. I hope you like that puppet show. Alright, on to the next one. Next up is my second favorite, the first being the dragon thing that we saw earlier on. And this is the Fikou spider. Now, I did build the Fikou spider using parts that I already had like a couple years ago. It's quite an easy one to make. Now, it is featured in this set, the Master Builder set, but it also came as a poly bag, I think in 2006. No, not 2006, 2002, and 2003. This is information that I have gotten from watching LJ's review on this set. And I did show this off, well, I think I may have shown it off like a couple of years ago. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm showing it off again just in case I did it before. So, the Fikou spider is this little spider that's made up of only a few pieces. It's got 2 of the ball cup pieces in orange, the 2 claw pieces in orange. It's got the orange Bakari for the back, and it's got the black ball pieces used for the eyes. Now, you could easily make a Fikou spider using any color as long as all the pieces you needed were available in these colors. I think you could make a black one, I think you could also make a white one. It just depends on what other colors these pieces were available in. Alright, so that's the Fikou spider, a really nice one of this set, though not really a lot to talk about. So, on to the next. Next up is this turtle creature, and I'm not quite sure what it is called. The subtitles will tell you. And I did actually build this using multiple different parts. The color of the mask is not the same. So this right here is supposed to be the head. Right here, though there are no eyes in it. Although these would not work. These would not work on there. Though if they had, it probably would look a lot better than it does. It's quite interesting how there are 2 little sets, 2 little models in this one set that uses the orange Hikaki. So that is this turtle thing. Now on to the next. Alright, next up is this bird creature right here. And I think it's one of the first bird creatures of this set. Not really sure. It's certainly not the last one, because the next one will also be a bird. And a good function that this one has is that you can turn this gear at the back, and its wings move up and down. That's because of these pieces. The ball just pushes the wings up. That's pretty cool. And I also like these claws right here. The little claws that this little guy had. Actually, I think that this is more like a mosquito than a bird. But I guess it is supposed to be a bird. Not really sure. Now, one thing that does strike me off is the fact that the hook piece right there is red, but the rest of it is orange and gray. And that kind of breaks the color scheme. Personally, I think it would work better if this was like orange and not red, but it's only available in red in this set. On to the next one. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that the previous creature had to be re-recorded because I accidentally deleted it. But since that creature was supposed to appear before this one, I put it in first. Though if you have not seen the other bird creature yet, the one with the red beak and the otherwise gray and orange body, before you were seeing this one, that is because I just forgot to make it so that that creature appeared first. But if I do remember, and, well, you would know if I did, then that creature has already been shown. But if not, then here's this one. Okay, anyway, this next one is supposed to be some sort of ostrich type thing, and it's quite cool, actually. You have this gear, which turns it down. It's kind of like, you know, quite like a real ostrich. That sticks its head in the ground. Uses the same gearbox as the dragon that I showed earlier on. The face looks really well done. I really like how it looks. Using these eye pieces right there, and the addition of, I guess it's a beat this time, really works out pretty well. And they also did a good job with balancing this thing too, such as adding in these pieces to hold it up. Otherwise it would just fall backwards, just like that. Alright, on to the next one. I'm going to be recording the last bird creature next, but hopefully you already saw that. So next will be a Ussal Crab, but I'm going to be re-recording the last one first, but you'll get to see the crab one next, if I remember to edit right. And here's the next one, which I also remember the name of. This is I think it's called the Ussal Crab. I think that is what it is called. And these are little crabs that, one of the rubber bands fell off. Okay, here we go. This is a crab-like creature that the Matoran would ride on. Although you can't actually fit a Matoran on top of this unless you do some modifications to either the Matoran, the crab, or both of them. Fikou is a member of the Ussal Crab, so she's a lot bigger than the rest of them. But this is a standard-sized Ussal Crab. I think that they can actually come in many different colors, but this is just one of them, being orange. and it looks pretty interesting, though I assume that these were actually supposed to be control handles, because they kind of look like it, but I think they are actually eyes. So that's pretty cool. On to the next. This next one is a snake-like creature. Once again, I don't know the name of it, but there will be a subtitle that'll tell you. This one just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right to me. I mean, look, it's so flat. I mean, this feature you have, where you move, oh, well, you're actually supposed to turn it right here. But it's just, look at how bended it is. I mean, you can move it, like, from this side to this side, but you can't do much of anything else besides moving the head right here. I mean, with the character creature building system that we have nowadays, you could easily make something that's a lot better than this, at least as far as looks goes. This doesn't even really look like a real Bionicle set to me. It looks more like a set that would have come out in just the Technic line, like maybe Technic Creatures. Maybe that's what I think this would come from. It just doesn't look right to me. But if you like this, good for you. But it's just so awkward looking. So on to the next. Next up is this Rhino creature, and camera, please do not fall forward. Thank you. I'm sure some of you have noticed sometimes during the speed builds, my camera at times has been knocked over. And I've been trying to get it to not do that. So this Rhino right here is mostly red. These are supposed to be its hind legs, and these are its front legs. It also uses the gearbox, so moves upward, and it moves downward. Now, a couple of things I have to complain about this one is that, well, for one thing, this part right here. This is supposed to be its tail, but it's an orange, and there's no other orange on this thing. Oh, and if you are wondering why I'm talking a bit funny, it's allergy season. I'm being attacked by the allergies again. And another thing that I have to complain about is the fact that it's got no eyes. I mean, the set comes with eyes. They couldn't have done this? Really? They couldn't have done that? Well, you could do that, since the set does include those eyes. So that's the Rhino creature. The subtitles will tell you what this thing is called, though I think they've already done it at the start of the video part of this creature. Now on to the next one. Next up is this frog creature. This frog is another one that has the animation. You just push down on the back and it opens its mouth. Have you seen any flies? I'm hungry. If you have flies, give them to me. Please. And camera, don't mess up. Just like the fish dude told you before. Thank you. Yeah, that was kind of fun. Well, for this one, he's a bit awkward, as far as how the Technic pins are are made. I mean, well, the legs are quite an unusual thing. You got these stoppers so the legs don't go back very far, and the gearbox pieces are also used in a different way this time than what was used on the models before. So that is this frog, whatever it's called, subtitles will tell you. On to the next. Next up is this shark creature. Quite an interesting one. It also has a function where it opens its mouth. No, don't move, camera. A problem I'm having with this one is that apparently the instructions tell you, well, they look like they tell you you're supposed to connect these two together, but I can't connect them. I thought that I followed the instructions exactly, but it looks like I may have gotten something wrong. If I had, go ahead and tell me if I had and where I should have built it. I'm pretty sure that I followed it in the instructions, but it looks like it's just not correct. So I don't know if it was me that got it wrong or if it was the instructions. I honestly have no idea. And anyway, that is this shark, whatever it's called, subtitles will tell you. And now on to the next one. And last but not least, we have this kangaroo creature. Subtitles, please show us what this thing is called. So, as you can probably tell, I had a bit of difficulty with this one because I got a few things wrong. I bet you already knew that because you watched the build of it. So this one has a few kicky features. That's really nice. And the tail here actually kind of serves as a kickstand, because without it, it would just fall backwards. So that's pretty good. Nice one. Oh, and it can also move up and down. I did not realize that. Oh, and the eyes are kind of wobbling out. Not really sure why they're... Oh, because they're so loose. So yeah, that is this kangaroo creature. Now, what I'm going to try to do is create a model using all of these parts. Not sure how successful I will be at doing that, but I'm not going to be doing it in a speed build. I'm going to be doing it off screen. So, hold on a moment. And here we are. This is a mock that I've made using most of the parts from the Master Builder set. Now, I didn't use exactly every single piece, but I will let you know that only a few full-size bushings were left over from this. Just nearly almost every piece. Again, I'm sorry if I sound weird, I'm having some allergies. Oh, he's not standing up very well. Oh yeah, it's because of that. Okay. Alright, so I managed to create this guy right here, and I was able to use all of the rubber bands that came in the set. I just added them onto the sides of his shoulders right there. He also wanted to use the gearbox, and I did that successfully. So he lowers his body down, and also rises it back up. And I was also successful in using these red pieces, kind of like for shoulders. And I did use the arms, and use the claws, and I also even made a little staff, which happens to have eyes. Maybe it is a sentient staff. And I was also successful in using the head as an actual head. I did use the thin red piece to connect the head to it. I was going to have it be on the staff, but I also wanted to add on this piece right there for the staff, because I wanted to use as many pieces on this battle as possible. I'm going to call this the Master Builder Master. Quite magnificent. Do you agree? Do you think that this is quite a magnificent model for using all of the parts, or most of the parts for the set? Or do you think you would have built something completely different? Have you built something completely different? Let me know in the comments, and I thank you for watching. And I'll see you again next time. Hopefully next time, I won't be suffering so much from these allergies.